DIY.
DIYers, independent artists, music producers. Welcome back. So today I am joined by a special guest that I would have loved for this to happen just by her own amazing talent in music. I would have loved for this conversation to happen anyways, because Zarah Scully is a talented artist, singer, songwriter, and producer, correct?
Yeah.
Who is joining me here today because of some unfortunate circumstances, but we want to make sure we keep the conversation per her request as inspiring as possible. I might say, informational, but I just, all in all, I've been following this story that's dealing with these weird situations with Timbaland, AI, and SUNO. And my first introduction to it was K Fresh in terms of things being trained. But before we get into all that, first and foremost, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm actually in the middle of moving my apartment. So
okay.
Lots going on.
So I'm sure moving is never I've never had a moving day that wasn't stressed, so I can only imagine. I've moved a lot. In your own words, who is Zarah? Let them get to know you.
I'm a singer, songwriter. I'm someone's daughter. I'm someone's friend. I'm a server at a restaurant. I work in hospitality. I've been a nanny. I moved all over the world to make my dream happen, kind of risking being away from my family so much. They live a 6-hour flight away, and I see them once a year for this. So I think who I am is a lot of things, but who I am, right? It's all in my music. Okay.
Yeah. And her music is amazing. I no matter what you came here originally for, in terms of the conversation, in terms of the information, make sure you are checking out her music. And from the conversation we just had, the best is yet to come, even though we are dealing in the middle of this unfortunate situation. So I was thinking,
okay,
maybe we should start off with this video, and then maybe you can start to kind of help us fill in some of the gaps of what's going on. So this video, usually when I have 2 or 3 subscribers that hit me up and they say, check this out, I'm gonna check it out. When it's 12, I know that it's going to be a requirement for me to do some due diligence and some research, because it's going to be a part of the content that we do. But this video was sent to me, and matter of fact, after I followed you, you told me, you said, check this video out, and if you can, share it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and just play it, and then we're gonna come back to a conversation with you to kind of get a little bit more explanation. So DIYers, peep this out.
Timbaland posted pay-to-play live music stream 3 times a week for 5 years just to sign an AI artist that sounds exactly like Zarah Scully. Who the fuck said that?
You're moving like it's you in the mirror.
So for context, what is this that's playing right now?
Okay, so that's something Creator God said that he wrote, and from a guy's perspective, I totally believe him. That's
who's Creator God, for those
God is the guy that's always with Timbo in Timbo I Do.
Got
He's
it.
One of his I don't know, he does a lot there, production and helping out, I think, behind the scenes and on screen as well. But he did inform me he did write this, and I believed him. I said I never wrote it. I never said I did. But I just say it sounds like me.
And for reference, I'm gonna play the rest of the video, and then you did something here with the edit that helps people to understand how close this singer, this AI singer, is to your voice.
Don't know where we went wrong, but I can feel the lies when I'm near you. I obviously know something you don't. Obviously know something you don't.
Wow. Okay, Zarah Scully.
I know Zarah.
So what's going on in this section right here? Because I know this is for his music submission live streams, but
that was kind of just to give a little more context of like my tone,
right.
the timbre of my voice. You know what I'm saying?
Like your music on his live stream. Got it.
Yeah. That's just him. Like he actually posted that, like without tagging me to like promote his stuff afterwards. Anyway.
So we've heard he has an issue with tagging folks apparently.
Pressure.
What?
All right, so I'm sure a lot of people have been seeing that circulating around. I've seen it all over Twitter. I've seen it on Instagram. Amazing voice, by the way. I want to make sure we start this off giving you your props.
Laptop. Okay.
No worries. No worries. No, I just want to make sure we gave you your props for your skill. That should not be overshadowed. But so give us a little context in terms of, how you even got into this space where you're having any kind of contact with a Timbaland and, what led us to here.
Well, like I said, I've been like doing music for a long time. I've been in the industry for a while. I started in the industry when I was in New Orleans, signed a co-pub with PJ Morgan, was homeless in New York City, trying to figure it out. Then came to LA, sleeping on floors, doing all this. Then at some point I met Timbaland in 2022. And then I was invited to Beat Club. He was introducing me to everybody. And then I was, at the Beat Club camp in LA. And then I actually was promoting my song Green Eyes in March. And I was like, wait, I don't know what to do with this. Like I have nothing. And then I was seeing Timbo was live and I'm like, okay, let me just submit it. And yeah, he played it all. And he was like, wait, you sing, you write? And I'm like, bro, he's on my whole catalog. Like I've sent him stuff for years. Like, anyway, so that's just the relationship. I'm not trying to shade. I'm trying to inspire. Right. I'm just trying to give a little context. I know a lot of people have gone on that platform. So,
and just so you know, like I said, this is not about an aha moment or a got you moment. It's not what I'm interested in. If anything, there are so many independent artists that come and watch my content and, some of them have submitted music over there.
Yeah.
And the situation with the producer K Fresh, where literally his tag was in one of those, what does he call it? Baby Timbo generations that is in collaboration with SUNO. That raised a lot of eyebrows. With that said, though, we've been doing a lot of coverage on it. We've been having a lot of people who have been, making sure that he's answering to these things. And of course, he apologized with his attorney. He apologized for some of those things that happened. But then I started catching wind of your story. Yeah. I started diving a little deeper. And so you were talking about where, okay, you submitted the music. And I think there's even a video here that I have that I could share. And maybe that's going to help us get a little bit more context as well. But let me go ahead and pull this up really quick. Okay, so here we are. All right, so this was the second one here that we had. And, you had a caption here that was, I'll save the caption because I have you here, obviously. So let's play the video and then we'll get an explanation from you.
Hold on.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
You about to bring tears to my eyes. God. Wow. Chat, do you hear that? We haven't heard a song that reminisce of the great Whitney Houston in years. Rest in peace, Whitney. I know she got a hit. Boy, I've been on this live for almost 5 years streaming. I never heard that.
Wow.
I heard Anita Baker, but I never heard Whitney. Wow. And it's great. Ooh. Hit it again. Go back to the top.
I saw you were a person. Found out you're just a hurt one.
Woo!
holding yourself high. I was holding on to what we had. I want my time back. You lost me when you lost you.
It's amazing.
No, it's not my job to save you. Save you. It's not my job to save you. Or to stop it. Or to stop it. Honesty is what I look for in my person.
So he's obviously blown away by what he's hearing. I mean, we all are in here, I'm sure. I know I am. This sounds amazing. And even in this first part of the caption, you said Timbaland told me not to put this song out or put it out because he wanted to put it out with me. He called me after this, told me I changed his life and that he was going to retire me from serving your job and have me do On the Radar with him to take off first week of April. Then boom, ghost. So
All that.
help me out to understand, because you know I understand his reaction to it. When you hear and you're like, okay, this is something special, especially if he has a specific ear as a producer and a vision, and you're helping to complete that. I get the excitement.
Right. I understand. And I believe the excitement was genuine. I believe it was like, because it's like, as a songwriter, like the storytelling and what I'm talking about is something that I know he could relate to. Like, it's like, it's about addiction. It's about like heartbreak and love. It's just something everyone kind of can really go through. And everybody has moments in their life where they've either loved someone who's an addict or they know somebody or whatever. And this was me like really telling my story about a guy I dated that was an addict. And it just was like so hard to love him. And he was just, I was watching it crumble right in front of my eyes, no matter what I did. And I wrote that record like so personally, and I've held on to it for like a year. And that was the first time I ever played it for anybody, was on that live. And so that meant a lot to me. And so I believed, as a songwriter, and this is my thing, it's like, it pains me so much to say, don't believe people's words, because words mean so much to me, like as a songwriter. And you got to believe their actions, because anyone could say anything. I'm going to do this, retire you from serving. I'm going to change your life. Do you know how many times I've heard that? And that's on me. That's on me. Throughout my career, I've heard that from many mentors, people, labels, executives, yada, yada. It's just, you cannot wait. Don't hold your breath, because now I'm 32 in August and I still don't have an album out. And I have hundreds of records I'm just sitting on, like these that I wrote about my life. And that's something you cannot train AI to. Like last night, for example, I'm moving out of my apartment, right? Not to get too long-winded, but I'm moving out of my apartment and it hadn't hit me yet. And I went to go say goodbye to this old man named Paul. He works at Ralph's. I see him every time I go in, and he hugs me. We talk about life. And so I went to go say, hey, Paul, I'm moving. And I like could not, like, I was crying, and he was like hugging me, and he's like, let's exchange info. Oh my God. And that is something like, you cannot make that up with AI. You cannot replace that. You cannot, it's like the human connection in the groundedness of human connection in relationships and nature and nurture and communication. You cannot ever replace that. So for him, he put this song Suspicions into his AI, which is Baby Timbo. And he was on the next day on March 8th, calling me, being like, I changed your voice. Like, he like made I had a different accent. I had like, I was a man at some point, and he was having fun. And at first I was like, this is cool. Like, I didn't realize the whole weight of it all, you know, but
Was it something that you granted him permission to? I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I was asking, is it something that you granted him permission to do, or did you kind of know what you were?
I didn't really understand anything. I was just excited to be on FaceTime and with Tim, and he was so excited about my music, and he was like, you know, he said he prayed to God about me, and I was right under his nose the whole time because I had known him for years. And so it's like, I wanted to believe it. I'm a hopeful romantic, like in all aspects of my life. So I like to believe people when they tell me things because that's just my heart. Like, it gets me in trouble, but it's something that makes my music so personal and special. And I think that's what makes songwriting so special, like coming from a human, you know?
Right. And just so the audience knows, you know, I'm careful about my questions because, you know, I don't want to do anything that's going to railroad in the event that it does become a legal conversation, because, you know, I can only imagine. I shouldn't say that. As a producer, as an artist, I've seen it firsthand. But even then, that's only a male's perspective. You know, there's a lot of vulnerability in this industry that comes with, I'm trusting you with my art. I'm trusting your word. This is what I've literally moved out here for. I'm working a 9 to 5 to support it. I'm not asking you to change my whole existence, but if you're this excited about it and you got my trust, there's a certain expectation. Can you kind of share at least maybe what was the expectation after the phone call that you had with him?
I don't know. I was like, wow, this is it. Like, this is, you know, with a grain of salt, because I have friends around me that keep me grounded. But I was like, this is it. Like, he said I changed his life. I made his birthday. He was going to retire me from serving. He wanted me to go on the radar with him. So I was just believing it all. And that's all. Like, I didn't really know what was going to come from it. I don't know. I didn't really have the expectation. I was like, you know, whatever's supposed to happen is going to happen. And the world is my oyster, and everything happens for a reason. That's why I'm like not on here to shade. I'm here to like, you know, be an inspiration for people and independent artists and songwriters and producers to never hold back your music, and never like, don't not release something just because someone says they're going to do something. Continue with your vision and do it full throttle. Like, believe in yourself so fucking hard. That's it. Like,
yeah. I was gonna say, my tribe here, we're called DIYers, right? We're self-starters. We're do-it-ourselvers. We get it done. And many folks who are in this community have their own stories about this industry, and we know what this industry can be at times. Everybody's not like that, but we know it's the nature of it. But I can only imagine your situation is so unique because, you know, you have the art, you're investing in the art, you're showcasing the art. And then you share it with someone who says, hey, wait a minute, don't put that out. I want to put that out with you. Yeah. And then at some point he goes ghost. Can you kind of talk about what that was? I mean,
yeah, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
You're good.
He was just, it was just like us being both excited, like FaceTiming each other back and forth. I would answer when I was even serving tables at work. Like, I have a song that is about serving tables, and it was like some of the lyrics are, it's who you know, not what you got. If talent sold, then I'd sell a lot. I've kept my morals through it all, and that thrills me. I've spent the hours, sweat, and tears, and I've got far to go. I fear can stretch me thin, but they could never kill me. And then I was wishing on a star, then I forgot it. Somehow I lost it, fell out my pocket, and they sold me on a lifestyle, and I bought it. I've seen no profit. This is not it. So I explained him this, and he's like, we got to get you like a videographer to your job and serving tables and like tell the story, like, because you won't be there long, kind of thing. Like, so it's just, and then it was just a lot of that and then nothing. And that's okay, because that happens. People, he does a stream 3 times a week. I'm not saying we're all human, right? I'm not saying that it's like, oh my God, he was supposed to change my life and how dare he, whatever. Right. It's like, I'm just saying, like, okay, this shit happens all the time to a lot of people I know. And my DMs are flooded with thank you for speaking out. This happened to me too. He did this to me, or so-and-so did this to me. This is happening to me right now. So I wanted to get on this platform and just like kind of be an advocate and a voice for independent songwriters. And that's why I like Russ so much. Like Russ is the person who does this all by himself. He's like, fuck everything else. Tell your story. Write about what you love. Write about what you write about, what you're going through. You're broke, sleeping in your car. You're working your job. You got fired from your job. Because when you get to this amount of success or whatever, like to a level where like Timbos are, SZAs, and everyone, it's like kind of become less relatable. So it's like, keep telling your story like as it's happening. You know, that's the beauty of the songwriting industry.
I think it's the beauty of the songwriting industry, and it's also the beauty of the time that we live in that I think what's attracting a lot of people to your story is that you haven't gone the route. Even my guy Cuddy or K Fresh, he didn't go the route of bashing him. He kind of had his hands up like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah.
Why am I finding pieces of my art in your baby Timbo in this SUNO AI collaboration? Why for someone that I'm sure he expects a level of transparency creatively and artistically, where's that transparency for me as I'm sharing? Because you weren't just sharing music in the in the live streams. You were like sending music, I'm sure you said through Untitled and whatnot.
Untitled, Dropbox, DMs. Yeah.
So then the next thing or not the next thing, but one of the first things you see that pops up instead of the promises that were put forth was this song that is generated by one of his collaborators using this baby Timbo AI. I'm sure that's got to be on some levels disheartening. We love to see you your energy vibrating high, but I imagine that's got to be something that's like, what are we doing?
I know, but it's like I was confused. That's all. I was just like, why does it sound like me? And I even commented that, and then a lot of people commented it, and he kind of just like didn't really respond. And then when it came out about the AI stuff with Tata, that's why I was like, wait, hold on, that literally sounded like me. And
so this is Tata that they're
but he was just playing this AI song, and so I was like, was all my music put in Timbo because why does it sound like me? My grandma thought it. She was like, this sounds exactly like you, like she was asking. So it's not, I wasn't trying to just come from a place of like, oh my God, this is me, da da da. I'm just asking, why does it sound like me?
It's not like you don't have public video of him going crazy over your talent. Like,
right. And so creators, I was saying he wrote it. I believe he wrote it because I did not write it. Never said I did. I just said it sounds like me. So I just like, I don't know, whatever. I'm just putting out all my music. I'm here to be an advocate for songwriters and tell people's stories and keep telling my story and keeping honest and true. And, it's the beautiful human experience and educate, and I thought Tim was on the human side of things. And I know he loves music so down bad, like we all know that about him. He loves music and he is excited about music. It's just, I don't know. It's just a little bit confusing.
Yeah, they love for music. I don't think many people would debate that, but I do feel like the conversation now becomes your love should not blind your ethics. And when you're still dealing with human beings who are, like I said, who put this trust in you, who say, yeah, I'll send you these songs over. When you don't see, and I'm speaking for myself when I say this, if I don't see the results of what you said you want to do with this, and I understand people are busy, but the first thing I see that gets generated is things that feel like they're strands of my IP, they're strands of my identity. How are you supposed to feel?
I just know my voice anywhere. Like, and so does a lot of people, apparently.
Yeah. Well, apparently a lot of people do too, because like I said, so many people who have been hitting me up. I do feel like it is, of course, attributed to your talent, but it's also because you came from a very genuine place where, to ask questions is not is not an evil thing. to have questions about the situation after you had your, and then you're listening to something that sounds like a carbon copy. I'm with you. That's why I wanted to speak with you today. So with that said, has this kind of changed? I'm not sure what your relationship is with AI in general, but has this kind of shifted how you maneuver with AI or how you're releasing music?
So I think AI as a tool is dope. I think I need to like do more research about it for sure. But for example, like my AI, I use ChatGPT to look up my tenant rights in LA, and I negotiated myself out of my contract and got paid to leave my apartment in 4 years. It was so helpful. It helped me craft emails, stuff like that. I think it's very cool for that. I've also used ChatGPT to be like, who's Cleo Soul's manager and Yaba and da-da-da and all this stuff, and whoever I'm inspired by, and really like, I can get emails, I can get whatever. It's just, it pulls from everywhere. I think it's a dope tool. I think it's super cool. I think when it comes to being creative, I would say I'm not really into, I think it takes away the genuineness of songwriting. And we already have so much just like bullshit music.
Right.
So,
we need extra.
Sometimes I'm listening to music and I'm like, what are they even saying? This doesn't even make any sense. Like, so
yeah,
I don't know. I just think like songwriting moves me so much. And when I was 7 years old writing, I was just at my family house, right? And I have this big bucket of songwriting notebooks my mom has kept since I was 7. And I'm 31 now. And so I add to it every time I go home. I bring home my notebooks. Mm-hmm. That was so inspiring to me. Why would I ever use AI when I have this? I have life. It keeps me going. It inspires me. Like I want to move all over the world and throw writing camps and connect with people. It's really so beautiful. Like Diane Warren wrote, I don't want to miss a thing. Did she not? Oh my God, what a fucking incredible song. Like,
right. Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I get it because I'm the same way.
Yaba Writing Distance. You ever heard that record? You ever heard right. India RE? Like, whoa. Yeah. Jill Scott, Lauryn Hill. You can feel the pain. Like
Sade, you see her in the background here, like that. Like I'm with you because not only do I relate to it as a listener, I relate to it as a creator myself. And I understand the utility. I understand the tool that, I like the idea of assisted intelligence, right? I like the idea of how about some of the things that have taken me away from making more music in the most pure way that I can. How about you assist those things? I think you would much rather be working on music than figuring out, going to the library and figuring out your tenant rights. So if that can speed up that process, you can get back to making music. It sounds like a great deal, but now here we are where, and not, like I said, not harping too much, but going back to the situation of, him telling you that he wanted to test out your music using the baby Timbo. Were you already familiar with like a SUNO or Udio and these websites that do the AI generated music? No. Yeah, so that's my issue with presenting it that way, is that if you're in the middle of a collaboration, for those, just for a little context for those out here, if you're in the middle of a conversation with somebody who is a highly influential producer and they're telling you they want to work with you, in the back of your mind, you only have so much friction because they have leverage before they're like, you know what, you're too difficult to work with, I'll go elsewhere. For someone who is networking and advancing their career, how much do you want to kind of push back on that? And then if you present it as Baby Timbo, doesn't sound too bad. It just sounds like that's your way of your process. But I wonder how different this would have been if he would have presented it as, I want to upload your music into a SUNO AI, especially when you get to know the things that you hear about the CEO and things he's been saying. It's crazy. Crazy.
I don't know. I'm just saying, live in the moment, whatever it is. Like, Honestly, I think Timbo, he loves music. He's trying to be the future. And I get it, but I think at what cost, at what cost to artistry? And that's neither here nor there. That's my opinion is my opinion. Everyone else has their opinions.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm inspired by this. This was really inspiring. And maybe in one way or the other, he is going to retire me from serving in a different way. Not the way he thought. Not in the way I ever thought.
You have to tell the truth, and I'm going to tell it.
Yeah, one way or another. And it's interesting because folks in the chat are saying that, shout out to my guy in the house. He's like,
chat. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. And they're being very supportive. They're super supportive of you because, here we are as independent artists. Some of us exist in this space because we know the monster and the evil sometimes that this industry can present. So we're saying, hey, you're in your ecosystem. We're in our ecosystem. Go do as you please where you're at. We like to conduct our business here. But when you hear about, at least within the courts, SUNOs and the UDOs admitting to training, they're training their data off of millions and millions of songs that have pretty much been on the open internet.
Yeah,
it makes it seem like why is that a free for all for everyone? That's one issue. But then also too, looking at your situation, I'm like, transparency is the least that you could do. And then if you're not going to be transparent there, well, at least follow through on your promises. It's interesting. Well, with that said, though,
one last thing. Life is short. Release your music. Don't wait on people. Learn how to produce. Learn how to engineer. Learn how to write your own shit. Don't wait for anybody. Get an at-home setup. That's what I did. I got myself a MIDI keyboard on my 28th birthday, and I just went crazy. Like, now I don't need anybody. I work with certain people solely because they love music so much, and we just create so well together. And I think find your tribe and just keep going. Now I have this amazing group and team of people who we all see the same vision, and it has brought us all together. This has only made it stronger. I have music coming out. My first single, Ooh Ah, 7/16. Right after that, boom, August 1st, Suspicions, the song I teased, one of the 3 songs I teased on Timbo's live. And then after that, I'm doing 2 songs on my birthday, August 25th. I'm going to do Unbreak My Heart and Bird's Eye View. And then I have another song, If Love Was Real, on September 1st. So this is the most music I've ever had in already uploaded, getting ready, blah, 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 ready to go. And I have full support because of all of this.
I was going to say, isn't it weird how certain situations that could break someone else sometimes almost feel like a weight off of your shoulders, to the point where it's like, oh, it was always on me to get this squared away. And it's almost like you're freeing to a certain degree. Say it again. I'm sorry.
It's just things like this that really, it keeps you going. It's like, holy shit, I could write a song about this. I can release a bunch of records about this. I could have conversations about this. It's an open conversation now. I'm having with hundreds and thousands of people that I don't even know. And it's like, it is so helpful to communicate and always tell your story, because you never know who has a similar story, who's really struggling, and who you can inspire and who can inspire you,
Yeah. Well, you're inspiring us. First of all, round of applause for everything that you're doing right now. Come on now.
I'm nervous. I always speak my truth. Like, oh my God.
One more time, I didn't hear what you said.
No, my mom is just always so nervous, like, oh my God. And then I speak my truth, and she's like, okay, that wasn't bad. I'm proud of you for speaking your truth. But everyone's nervous, but I've never been that way.
Right. I mean, I figure with someone with your skill, you've been in front of people, a whole lot of people at one point in time, and doing shows and everything. So this is a part of the process, but this is very different because it is a level of vulnerability of, some of the behind the scenes that the listeners don't always get an opportunity to hear. But in this setting, you're doing such a great service, because there are a lot of independent artists who trust not just Timbaland, but they trust these veteran names, these legendary names, and they're willing to hand over the house to them without really having without having the hesitation and even the thought that maybe it would be better if I did this on my own.
because it's scary to take a risk on yourself when you're serving tables and doing that. I get it. Like, but use your job. How can you use you serving tables to write a record and get you out of serving tables? How can you use a situation, your car broke down or you're homeless or whatever, to motivate you? Like, that's always been, how do we make it better? How do we get the best out of this? Because the person who really, there's a quote I read somewhere, or maybe a TikTok I heard, I have no idea, but it was something about like, you know, the people who succeed the most aren't always the smartest, but they're the ones who know how to pivot. And they're the ones who know how to like really change their perspective and take something bad and make it good. Like, that is the best advice I can give you, or anybody.
I saw a study. If you Google it, I saw a study that said that, you know, they talked to some of the biggest entrepreneurs, the Jeff Bezos, years and years ago. And one thing that they had in common was that they changed their mind often.
Exactly.
People think that they're so decisive, and it's like, no, they leave themselves flexible and you know, to ready to pivot. So you gave the message for independent artists. Do you have any message at all for Timbaland? How does he make this right?
I don't know. I have no advice for him.
Nothing. I hear you. Well, look. Yeah.
You know, best wishes to him, and period. I got my music coming up. I got my videos coming out. I got, be sick of me.
Oh, that's what we talking about right there. That's what, you're not going nowhere. What are you talking about right now?
I just got started. What do you mean?
Yeah. What
life for? Why would I stop because some little thing happened? Like, I was just telling my truth. I didn't expect it to go crazy. Like,
yeah. Well, look.
Anyway.
You I think if anything, you the way that you delivered that last video, I think was very effective in making sure people know what's going on with you, even if that wasn't your intent. You found another, you know, they call them content buckets. You found another bucket of content where, you know, that's something that's going to work in your favor. I wish you the absolute best in what you're doing. Like I said, we wanted to have a conversation to really figure out what's going on and how we could be of any assistance as an independent community, because we look out for our own out here.
You know what they say too? It's like in strip clubs, right? Or like places where people, like, there's a guy holding all the money, and then he takes a certain percentage from someone, and then a certain percentage from a different person, and a certain percentage. It's like, everybody should always just talk. Everybody talk about your deals, talk about what's going on. Everybody, we have so much leverage in community. And I think that's what's so beautiful. And I think that's what's going to really, maybe a revolution. I don't know. But I think the independent artist, it's up. It's up right now. Get creative.
Yeah, I would say this, especially when you see how aggressively some powers that be are pushing against independence, and how, even when I'm thinking about this Velvet Sunrise, I think it's, have you heard of that band, the AI band that's on Spotify that got exposed?
No. Oh, yes, I did. I saw a little article. Right. I didn't read it because I was like,
can't even process that right now. You got bigger priorities right now. I hear you. But even with that, I'm looking at that and I'm saying, okay, so that 0.003 cent is probably going to get diced up even less now, because there's going to be an influx of music for that pie to be divided. So if anything, I look at this and I say, maybe this is another reason, and I champion this with everything of direct to consumer. There's even more reason to get as close as you can to your consumer. You know, get the music to them in a way that, you know, the general public sometimes does not deserve every piece of the art that you're doing. Sometimes it needs to go to your 20% that buy 80% of everything that you do.
Yeah.
So, but whatever it is that we can be of any kind of community or support. So when you start rolling this music out, we're looking forward to supporting you. And we just salute you. We thank you for your time too, Zarah.
Thank you, guys. And please don't ever give up, you know, anybody.
Yeah. Absolutely. Come on now. One more round of applause.
My grandma's watching.
You're gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. There it is. Come on now. Yeah.
Here?
Yeah, you're good to go. I'm gonna talk to the audience for a little bit.
How do I leave?
We thank you so much. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. You're good.
Okay.
How do I get out of here?
Bye. Thank you.
Peace out. One more time. That was Zarah Scully. So There we are, DIYers. There we are. So whatever, I don't know what questions you guys may have. Oh, I think you should be able to, yeah, Zarah, you should be able to go ahead and log off now. You just exit out and you should be good. Make sure I didn't have her holding off on the side. There it goes. Okay. All right. So you know what's going on. I wanted to make sure that we amplified her story. If you see the one common denominator that's been through all of these interviews is that I don't have to bash anybody. I don't have to, ooh, we got you. It's not even about that. It's a matter of like, you're not giving us answers. So what's the answer? The apology did not feel like it was giving the answers. So what's the answer? You know, it would be one thing if this happened in private and then you were handling it in private. But when it involves the independent music community that you're still asking for music from, that you're running a contest right now for, there's going to be people who out here who are looking out for the independent artists. How we always been on this channel. We've always been allies. We've always been DIYers here. Got to get that right. Got to get that right because it's looking bad out here. It's looking bad out here. It should not be this many artists with more questions than answers. And I'm telling exactly what Afro Butterfly just said. Don't send it. I wouldn't send nothing else. And also, too, first time I'm saying this, not the last time I'm saying this. SUNO was too quiet for me, bro. SUNO is too quiet for me. Too quiet for all of us. To be someone that services over 10 million people, way too quiet right now. I know it's easy to put all of that energy on Timbaland, but you know, it's really looking like something happened behind closed doors where they said, you better go make this right. SUNO got to figure this shit out. They're not the only one, UDO, and then looking at the other ones that are coming up, but those are the ones that are currently dealing with these situations in court with the major labels. Once again, I encourage you to have a video about it already. Top Music Attorney has a matter of fact, I could pull it up here right now while we're here. They're being so quiet. It's not good. Top Music Attorney. Let's go ahead and go to the, this will be the last thing before we get up out of here. Here it is. So obviously, for those who don't know, SUNO and UDO has been in court because they use copywritten music. They believe under the fair use laws, but they still violate it. And they're getting ready to have some settlements with these labels. They're working out their own specific deals, but from the rumors of it, it sounds like they're having a settlement that includes SUNO giving a little bit of the equity in their company to these major labels. And then in turn, the labels are going to give them licenses, like they're going to license the music to them so they can use it freely. Now, they're almost there for a settlement, but what does that mean for independent artists? Who is in there representing the independent artists? There is no representation right now that I know of, at least for independent artists in our genres. So shout out to Top Music Attorney. She took it upon herself. Ms. Crystal took it upon herself to get this thing started, and she's already got the first steps away. We were talking over the weekend. This thing is underway. So I'm going to share this link with you so that you know, if you believe that your music has been, I would sign up anyways. If you believe that your music has been used without your permission, good chances it is, because it got trained off for tens of millions of songs that are on the open internet. Do what you need to do to become either a supporter or become a plaintiff. It's really easy to sign up. I've already signed up without a doubt. So that link is sitting in there. Make sure I acknowledge the super chats real quick. Tatted Reapers, always appreciate you. Hashtag RR. Tatted Reaper said he didn't pray for her. He prayed on her. And as a former addict myself, that pisses me off even more. Yeah, there's ways to do things. There's ways to do things, and these folks know the right way to do things. They're not oblivious to it. Young Chief 31, the way people who support AI as a tool act like it's going to be used as a hammer or spell check, in reality will be used as new cotton gin replacing people. It does seem like a lot of companies, AI companies, are hell-bent on that. I think it's interesting how they're pushing for these advancements in video and audio first. I think there's a lot of different uses that we could think of right now that would help human beings right now that they can still make money off of. But I think it's really, really interesting that they're choosing these art forms. And I think some of these tech companies, when it comes to music, they don't have a respect for music. I think they look at it like, why is it not free? Right? Some of these are piracy babies. Some of these are babies of the piracy age, and they don't have the respect or the love for music. So of course they are trying to do everything that they can to make it a cheaper product, flood the AI, flood the music streaming websites with AI music that'll help do it. Humanity side, thank you for the super chat. Keep going, Zarah Scully, and you too, Curtis King. Free the robots and give sources credit in AI regulation. Yeah. And also too, like for those of you that are big supporters of using AI as a tool, even if you do text to image, which I know a lot of graphic designers are very much against, ask it where did it get its source from, and then ask it what type of designers make this style of art. And the moment that it humanizes it for you, the moment that you see that you can reach out to them, then you have to make another decision based upon that. But I think it's this idea of, AI is the one that's coming up with this creatively. And you don't have to see where it's being attached to. It kind of makes you feel like you don't have any blood on your hands, right? And I say that as somebody who has used it myself, right? Many a times. My opinions are shifting on it dramatically in real time. But, it is what it is, and we're going to stay on top of this. So, DIYers, thank you so much for your support and showing up here today. So, reverse engineer the AI. Just credit. Just credit where you're scraping this stuff from. Because we know, like, this is not a bunch of zeros and ones that are somehow created. No, this thing has to have been fed ideas that have already existed. It is not saying, oh, in my universe of ideas, this is what I think a sketch of a cat looks like. And then it looks like whoever made the Mona Lisa, it looks like that. That's not how this shit happens. That's not how shit works. We know that it gets scraped off of copywritten work, copywritten paintings, painters, music. We know that's what it is. They know it's what it is. I just think that they're banking on our ignorance. The same way at one point in time, people were banking off the ignorance of what the hell is music streaming? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is music streaming? Back whatever year that was, where people were like, is it going to make us money? Hell yeah, let's do it. And then now 15 years later, we're like, oh, what the hell? 20 years later, we're like, what the hell is this? That is not a sustainable way to carry on a career. So what I want to make sure is, no matter how inevitable AI is, we can put the pressure on people to operate in an ethical way. And we can make sure that we amplify the right stories so that people know what's going on. So that's my only goal here. Once again, I thank y'all so much. Is there any questions or things that I have missed in here? Thank you to the moderators who held it down here, because that was good. That was good. Y'all did a good job on that one, because I know that she was a little bit hesitant about how's it gonna be. No, it's all love in here. All right, DIYers. Well, I definitely got stories that must be done. We're gonna get to that. Definitely come back and watch this. We got 2 interviews. We got one obviously with today with Zarah. We had one with Mickey Fax over the weekend. And yeah, I think you guys are gonna really enjoy all of this content that we got coming. But until then, I will talk to you soon, DIYers. Have a good one. Stay productive. Talk soon. Peace. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Don't be greedy. Peace.